into existence.
I could see it.
You know what? New freaking like god tier list. It's one's born of Daka's imagination.
Who knows?
Wouldn't
I
they
will be-
technically get their power from Daka? So if Daka died, then would they just cease to exist?
No,
I guess it would be considered through Terra though.
Not if I become its follower first. I'll make sure it stays. It'll become a
That's-
paladin of the rainbow.
Well, you want to be. You're your own. You don't want to follow anything.
That's concerning.
Echo doesn't care about following things. It's just at the time that he was being strong, there was nothing to follow. He doesn't
Yo.
care.
Start worshiping Daka.
No, I'm not doing
No, no, I got you.
I was like, you have to prove you're stronger than him first to be a worshiper. So unless you want to take this fist to the face to prove yourself,
I mean, you're just gonna do the same damage as you would when you punch somebody.
Punch.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it'll really hurt.
That's
It's a
fair.
strong punch. Believe it
What
or not,
is your strength?
Sieko is strong.
What's my strength stat? 27.
27. Yeah, I think you're just a few points stronger than I am.
My damage fluctuates for just a bludgeoning punch from 9 to 12.
It's a good number.
What is Daka's arm strike?
Goji just finished lunch. Goji wish he was joining.
Go eat some more apples.
I don't think it's lunch at this point. It's dinner.
It is kind
I
of.
was gonna say I just ate my lunch.
Yeah, it's about to be 6 o'clock down here. I mean,
Oh man. I guess Caleb has been working late.
DM, would there be a long rest between sessions or no?
Yeah, well, I'll leave that to the party to decide in session once session begins.
Okay.
We're like traveling right now, aren't we?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I think we're traveling to Goblins.
Goblins, which is east. Goblins are east.
Yeah.
Somewhere between where we were and the Elflands.
You're going to the nearest goblins.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
goblins. Which could be really, really far away or really, really close.
Wherever they are, they're the closest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
So close to level 9. I'm almost there.
You taste it. How much XP do you have left to get it?
I have less than 1,000 XP till I get to
probably-
level 9.
Probably get it today.
Depends if there's combat or not.
That's true.
spar
Where's
with
the
me.
map?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, you think we can get some training?
You
on
know,
this
actually, I
expedition?
would spar with you, as long as I get my health up to full afterwards.
We can figure something out. Yeah.
I mean, I probably won't be able to hit you, but Daka's always up for a decent fight.
If I don't cast shield, you can hit me.
Which, I mean, if you're sparring, you're not gonna do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that to him. It's sparring. That'd be a dick move. I just
It
cast
would be a
shield.
big move.
Dude, it would indeed.
It'd be funny, but it'd be a dick move.
By the way, DM, I really, what you sent me earlier through the meme chat, I really did enjoy that little clip.
Oh yeah.
Well, 9-minute
Well,
clip.
apparently that's the so that's the new like setup for some of the new Warhammer things that are going on because
Yerk's dead.
Yeah, Games Workshop or whatever is back at it again on trying to screw over the timeline to remove as many minis from the game as possible so they can claim they're theirs. Wish I was that close to leveling up. You know what, DM? If Goji spars with Daka or Sieko, can he gain XP? No, XP is gained by killing things or by passively through diplomatic means. Or
Well,
other
that's
things of accomplishment. You cannot
figuring
train
out
XP, though.
Sigurd got much XP after sparring with what's her name? The Ranger chick.
Yes, that was an NPC.
Ah,
And that NPC was also trying to kill Sigrun at the same time.
Oh, the NPC didn't think they were sparring.
No, well, they did, but they
Oh.
were actively trying to kill them.
I was like, Sigrun said they were sparring.
Yeah.
Before.
I had to reboot, and when it started back up, it forced an update on me, so we're just waiting for that to be done. And that's fine. We got time.
See.
Look, maybe as long as I don't go for the head, if I beat Goji enough times, he'll be smart enough to know when to to avoid a fight. Maybe he's intelligent.
Oh, you did say avoid the head. If you didn't say that, you beat the intelligence
Yeah,
out of him.
I'm not gonna punch him in the skull if it defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, you grabbed his skull.
That's because he was an idiot and got drunk when we had to go somewhere.
Oh man.
Hey, speaking of,
Look,
your alcohol will be
if
done.
he's gonna act like a wild animal, I'm gonna have to treat him like a wild animal. All right.
Do you think your alcohols can be done by the end of travel?
I don't know, because I'm making cider.
Hard cider to ferment takes, I think it's at most a month, and then you can technically start aging after that.
So-
Let me double check.
You learned some time magic.
For the typical cider fermentation. It's been a while since I've done a cider, so never mind. No, cider finishes in 5 to 9 days. Most of it's done in the first 36 hours, but you want to leave it there to let it as it slows down its fermentation.
Okay.
Is that one of the faster ones?
We're 2 to 3 days in,
Yeah.
so we're getting.
Is that one of the faster ones?
That's just a general cider. It's 5 to 9
Yep.
days, but in my experience, when they put those windows, you always want to go with the later.
Okay, so we're about 3 out of 9. We're working on it.
Bro, if I get stoned as shit during D&D, we know how that ends up. There's only 2 types of D&D DMing I can do. I can do it completely sober, or if I am just fully fucked and stoned as hell, where I'm seeing things at that point. But that would
you
take
know
like
what?
50 milligrams of weed.
In the first age, we could always start a Stoner Sunday.
Oh no! What I might
Yeah.
do is like as an intro joke, like a dream sesh. I might have because you know how we did the intro for the channel for the current campaigns. I might do another one with you, Chaston and Cook, having you guys do your characters again, but this time for the introductions for the first age campaign.
Ooga.
And-
Ooga waka
yeah.
gaga ooga.
And then I'll have you help me out with some of the introduction first for the first age videos to kind of go through, because I've got some in this summer. My plan is, since I'll finally have a bit more of some time and more money on me, I'm going to kind of do a little more work around the ages, get an intro video for each of them, and then start planning campaigns for one for each and kind of going through. So to kind of fill out the timeline a little bit more and give players a bit more time to, or more chance to see what the world looks like and how it ages and such.
The S&P 500 is up 1.19%.
That's crazy.
I see how entertaining I was. Thank you. That's it. I'd like to go on the record. The DM is gonna go take a hit because fuck you, Clip. I feel insulted.
You're making everything.
Oh no.
You're making everything.
Daka's gonna get targeted today.
Doc is on the front lines all the time anyways.
The whole
That's
party's on the front line.
There is
Except
no
for you.
backline.
Honestly, the only one who could be the backline is you, Grumpy, because you walk up, you stab someone, and you walk in the back.
And you run like
The
a
rest
coward.
of us,
Oh.
and then you run like a coward. Yep.
That's what I am, baby.
That's what I am.
I own
He admits
this.
it. Quick, Donka, write coward on his chest.
No, don't do that.
I
will
what's
not
the
do.
opposite of red, so I make him slower.
I really will not
And now
gonna do
you can
that.
definitely tell I was lying, so I didn't come back crying and coughing in the background.
You know, usually, Donka, the tougher something is, the slower it is. Maybe black will slow him down.
I'll paint him blacker.
That's gonna be hard.
That sounds a little bad. We might want to. Well, you know, actually at this point, it's that's the worst or the best it's gonna be. Never mind.
I got
What?
black paint.
We're just gonna make him tougher.
I mean, Grumpy's already got a darker shade of carapace.
That's true. Let's see. Why did the S&P 500 go up? Since Cook was so curious about it earlier.
No,
I'm gonna now bore you with finance facts because you're an asshole.
Because like on the bottom of my screen, it showed it like for
It
some
does
reason
that,
it
yeah.
shows the S&P
Sometimes
500,
it does that.
and it just says it's up by 1.19%.
It looks like the tech industry is coming back around with all those massive layoffs they did and all that money they're now saving. It's bumping their numbers, which is
Yeah.
pushing us from a bearish market to technically a bullish, even though no idiot is going to believe this is a bullish market in the slightest, even with this increase. And by the way, if you're curious, AMC is definitely leading the stride with a 2.54% increase. One of the top movers currently in the market. Besides GME, why is GME going up? Oh, GameStop. Never mind. That's why.
Tesla's up
GameStop.
7.74.
Really?
Give it a week. Twitter will have something else that'll break, and then it'll drop back
Yeah.
down.
That was surprised me. It was up there.
Listen, Elon should take a account out of Bill Gates'
He's gone
book.
crazy.
No,
I don't think Elon cares anymore.
he needs to take a note out of Elon or out of fucking Bill Gates' book. Build the big company, make your millions, sell the company, keep a small portion of the ownership, retire as a rich billionaire, and never care about the public life again.
Well, Netflix
when was the last time you
is
heard about Bill
down
Gates?
76.47%.
Yeah, they're crashing. They owe a lot of money from the COVID period when they tried to do a massive expansion to out-expand their failures.
Boy.
They
Man, it's
pushed
almost
too deep.
like if you don't give people what they want, they don't watch your shit.
Well, they also started putting ads on the people who are subscribed.
Really?
I haven't
They
seen
put
an
ads on
advertisement
Netflix?
yet, though.
That's what they had said. That was the whole announcement, was how they're going to make their money back.
I guess
That's
they started
definitely
saying that.
fantastic.
Everyone's like, "Oh, bet I'm just gonna go to Hulu."
Yeah.
That
I mean-
already does the ads.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, I was like, okay, cool. No issues. Yeah, unless you're standing here, Caleb, you can't prove whether or not I'm smoking or not. And I'm going to use the name you put on your YouTube channel, so that's on you.
Since Robert's gonna take a second to get here, I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
But no, I heard no cough. You're right. Maybe I took a very small hit, or maybe it's the fact that I can smoke without issue. Because I do so much on the weekends.
Coming into the
You usually still cough though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Maybe
great.
I took a very small hit. Yeah, I mean, you guys do realize I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff like that. So, like, the coughing more for the weed is because of the fact that I inhale so fucking much in one go and try to hold it. Which, by the way, if you're a pothead, if you're starting out, that's all fine and good. After a while, you should know how to not waste your weed. Like, don't be taking a massive hit and then fucking not able to hold it in if you can't. Like, that's just a waste. Especially these days when they're costing more and more money. Which reminds me, I actually
more
have to
people
go.
can get into it.
Yeah.
There's a business there.
Yeah, but all the red tape. I would never. I love to smoke. I will never, ever open a marijuana business, though. It is too much red tape and a pain in the ass to get into.
I mean, once it gets legalized for nationwide,
I still think it's
these
going to be a
prices
pain
are
in
gonna
the
stay
ass.
get pretty.
Oh, yeah, the price
prices
will
are gonna
drop like
spike.
no there. Another chat to
drop
be infested
or
with my
go up?
evil. Huh? No, if it goes if it goes national legalization on the federal level, it'll drop in price. Because the big issue right now, the reason why is, first off, they can't use bank or ATMs, so they can't use credit cards, so everything has to be cash because of the fact that it's not federally backed. Which is stupid because the whole argument on is that the banks are federally backed, which they're not. The banks are not a whole separate entity, including the Federal Reserve, but yada yada. No, it'll drop a lot of prices because they won't have to deal with that. They won't have to deal with all the massively expensive licensing fees that are individual based. Because just to move your stuff between counties costs, like, you have to have very specific licenses that cost monthly or to yearly maintenance to keep up. And there are a lot of charges you have to do just to move so much product in one go. So, yeah, there's a whole thing to it. I have a buddy of mine who owns one of the distilleries out here, and I was talking to him about, because he grows his own for the distillery, and he absolutely has hated dealing with it because he owns under two businesses because you can't have them under the same, so he has it all set up, and it's a pain in the ass. Like, just to grow, he had to go through so much red tape, and they change it every year because Oregon's been really finicky about their marijuana licensing and ruling. Which is funny because the shit grows here wild. Well, some of it grows. The can what is it? Not marijuana, but oh fuck, what's the other one? Hemp grows wild here. Which is, I think, the male plant. Can you two stop fucking typing in that stupid campaign 2 sub chat thing?
I don't know. It's always Caleb that opens the damn thing.
Caleb, stop doing that. God.
I forget they exist, and then I get a message from Caleb on it.
I also forget it exists.
Yeah, Caleb, message. I know you're on there. It's because you're on your phone, but still, god damn it.
Is there a way to delete them?
Oh,
God
no,
damn it, you little shit.
I knew it. I was about to say 3, 2, 1.
There he is. He's
I think Goji's
back
gonna
at
die
it.
today.
Goji.
Is that
Caleb,
Goji?
you're walking on thin ice. Goji's about to die a horrible death.
Is that Goji hopping towards us? Is little, you got a little frills up?
Yeah, he puffed up. He made them.
Yeah, look at
scare
him. Oh, he's typing again.
Oh no.
Oh.
Alright, Goji dies today. Get
Why would
prepared
I
to roll up a
die?
new character. Because I told you to stop typing that fucking chat!
You don't listen, Caleb. You don't
I
listen.
get a notification and I'm sitting here like looking, I'm like, why is my Discord saying it? I can't see a PM. Is something fucking broken again? Too late! Goji's gonna face a terrible accident today. You've brought on the wrath of the DM. I warned you. And now you're gonna make me keep to my word. You had every chance not to do it. I am not. You won't take my threat seriously now if I don't do it. So now this is on you. Didn't want to, but you know.
Everyone warned you, Caleb. We're all like, don't do it, dude. Back off.
Poor Goji. He didn't deserve this.
Collect
What has
Goji's
Caleb done to
character
him?
sheet. He can start thinking up a new level 8 character.
Hey, he'll rise in level.
No, he's already
No.
level 8.
Oh, he's
Sorry.
already level 8? Okay.
He's level 8, yeah. So Hunter, I'm sitting here reading one of the books of monsters. While we're sitting here, I found a pandemonium dragon.
No shot.
So I don't know if it's from there, but it specifically calls out for one of its breath weapons that they can be on pandemonium because it has like an agony breath, and it's less effective than pandemonium plane. So I think that they've been there before. It's called the Howling Dragon.
Yo, what's going on, Robert?
He's like, I'm out of here.
He's like, absolutely not.
He heard all about it.
He said, I'm out of here. Wait, who
He
did
did?
leave?
No, he
He was
left and
right. He-
rejoined.
he-
Yeah,
Okay.
give him a sec. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Aha, now I can hear.
Welcome.
Hey.
There you go.
Everything good?
Changed all my settings back to default for some reason.
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times. Every time you disconnect something. Oh,
No, I got an old hard drive still in my computer that is like the old disk kind, and I'm getting the click of death.
oh no. Are you able to run tonight?
Oh yeah, no, I Discord and Chrome and everything's on a different drive.
Okay. Just making sure.
Good
Make sure you
there.
get that backed up before it does die.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'd send you my backup, or one of the backup drives I've got laying around, but I don't know where I put it.
I have a like 1 or 2 terabyte SSD I need to get the wires for,
Oh, okay, fair
then-
enough.
but I'm changing that out.
Yeah, I gotcha. Fair enough. All right. Chaston. What did we do last time?
Yeah, Daka immediately lost his kingship. We went off on a mission to skin goblins, apparently. We never found them. We found a really scary monster that basically told us what to do. We went to a mountain saying we were going to kill a thing. We left it there. Didn't kill the thing we said we would, and then we teleported him, as I worded, as far away as possible. And now we are once again flying away, basically into space.
And the goblins.
Okay.
Also, still goblins.
You heard him there, folks. So yes, as the party comes back, flying on the great and magnificent Gaul's Fury, you guys are at this point flying past or right back over the Orc lands once again. You've got It's been about 3 days since last session of you just doing nothing but flying, getting you all a long rest for those who needed it. Um,
In that time, could I have been, like, during while everyone's sleeping, still been trying to work on attuning to more things?
yeah, as you continue to spend the nights, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Daka try to become smarter by reading book.
18.
Uh, Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
Daka, what book would you like to read? What's a subject Daka would be looking for to learn about?
How to become bigger, brainy.
Reading books for dummies.
Yeah, as you start kind of
Intelligence for dummies.
going through one of the captain's quarters of the ship, where little vast little bookshelves are set up. Looking through, you find one that says the modern orc for the forgotten orc.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And as you start to flip it through it, give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, that's a 10.
You start reading about how it kind of explains the concept of the modern economies, the political strife around the nation, and the call for orcs to modernize, to better come together and create a system that would be their own, if they want any chance to compete with the other nations. And all that really goes over your head.
That's
as
stupid.
And yeah. So a few moments go by of you kind of sitting there reading and scratching your head. You get the concept, but most of it, makes no real sense overall for you. As the idea of economy and politics from an orc's from an orc's culture makes zero sense to you. It makes sense for a dwarf to have an economic and politics, but not orcs. There's no need in orc society.
My teacher tried to teach me all that stuff before, and I just couldn't get it.
So as you spend your time reading through it, the book kind of is beyond you without enough pictures drawn into it.
Oh, I need to find picture books later.
I have a cool picture book if you want to read it.
Advanced arithmetic for dummies, maybe next time.
As you come walking out. Yeah. Bastion, is there anything you'd like to do during this time?
I think I'd probably just be reading a little bit more about magic of the world, trying to gain my intelligence and knowledge.
Okay. As you start looking through, there's 3 books that you find that are on the studies of the arcane. One is listed as the House Kung Pao Magic Emporium of Understanding from the greatest scientist to ever have lived. The second is read as the Demonic Arts of Magic as told from a tiefling's point of view. And the third one is, as you read or look at it, it talks about the art of the arcane and how it applies to everyday's craft.
I will read the second one.
Tiefling and the Dark Arts.
But also be kind of like judging everything because a tiefling wrote it.
As you start to kind of look through it, give me an intelligence check. Or actually, give me an arcana check to see how much of it you understand.
Arcana. 11.
So you kind of start to read through it. It talks about the art of demon summoning, how the tieflings were the first creators, supposedly, of blood magic, and the study of necromancy at its heart is kept in the royal palace of the tiefling lands. And as you're kind of pilfering through it, you realize most of this book more talks about theory of magic, and doesn't really talk about any real spells besides the one you already know of, which is Summon Contracted, which was a common spell in the modern day, and but back at the time when this book was written, would have been a Tiefling exclusive spell. Besides that, you learn a couple things about how Tieflings used to form contracts with demons. There's a story of a half Tiefling Goliath who was well known for use his plane shift spell to go to moors and beat demons and devils into submission until they accepted his contracts. Which was more of the common art for the Tieflings at the time. Those too weak to fight learned to just take war steals.
Interesting.
But you gain nothing for your arcane capabilities currently.
Did I gain anything intelligence?
You have learned that if you wanted to make a contract with a demon or a devil, you will have advantage on history checks in that regard, and you will now know that you can beat them into submission. Which,
Cool.
Being Bastion, you would have already had a similar mentality.
Other than the one I'm already contracted with, I don't think that would have went well.
Yeah, that's true.
I could have tried.
It's as though you are starting to read the book. You suddenly, kind of, as you finish up, for the first time in your existence, you fall asleep, or turn off, rather, as you just collapse to the ground. Unconscious, and we'll come back to you momentarily.
In my head, in my conscious, I'm like, those bastards are gonna leave me.
Damn right.
Thank you, Daka, for always sharing your honest opinion. This is what we look forward to every time with the Daka Journal. All right, and then Sieko, is there anything else or anything you would like to do?
Evocation magic book.
Right to the point.
You know, anybody, those of you who watch these videos, if you ever watch those old YouTube videos about how it feels to be Google, and the guy just kind of walks in and tells you "cat falling asleep" and just keeps repeating it. That's how I feel some days as a dungeon master.
I love the guy series. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right, you find a book called The Book of Evocation. As you're looking through.
Beautiful. Perfect.
All right, as you take it, I assume heading back to your own room, or are you just gonna read it inside the captain's quarters while you see Bastion just kind of collapse to the ground?
I have alcohol to make sure it's okay, so I can go do that too. I'll head back to my room.
All right, so as you kind of start walking down into your room, you go in to open the door, seeing the others kind of walking about, reading their own books and such. You walk into your room, and you see that the cider hasn't aged a day.
Oh, well, that's annoying. I'll have to take them off for aging.
Or fermented a day, rather.
Yeah, I'll have to take it off the ship for aging. It's fine. I'll do it later.
And as you begin to crack open your book after a disappointing look through your ciders, you realize the book is just a giant book that reads evocation on every single page.
Both of evocation.
This isn't about evocation spells. I feel lied to.
As you flip through continuously, thinking, there's no way it's all the same, just one word on a book. Who would print this? At the very end, it says, if you have read this far, we thank you for your participation in this evocation spell. We have created this book to simulate what it would be like to not understand what evocation spells are like. So as a wizard, remember to always tell your barbarian what you're casting.
Screw you. Come on.
That's a perfect book for Daka.
You might read it. You might find it interesting.
You know what? Hand it over. Bring it to me.
Fucking give it to Doc. I have no use for it.
Come out disappointed. Handing the book to Daka, who's scratching his head, and as you see him kind of standing there with the modern orc, and on the cover is a picture of this like orc dressed in proper merchant's attire, glasses, a little mustache. And you read it on the cover; it just says the modern orc. And so Doc, kind of scratching his head, takes the book from you and continues on his way. Daka, this one makes sense to you as you read through it.
Yeah.
You learn nothing, but you now can spell evocation.
Whoa.
Does he think it's a magical book?
Daka doesn't know what evocation is.
It's a cool word.
He doesn't know what the word means. He just, yeah.
The word looks pretty.
That's a cool word there.
And that it has a warning at the back that talks about how wizards should tell the barbarians what spells they're casting.
We had a wizard once.
I should write this word in red.
Why in red?
So I can learn it faster.
Oh, Bastion woke up.
Oh, yeah.
But no, as you all disappointingly go about your ship ride, 3 days pass, and you're now kind of over the Orklands, looking down. You all see the lands are kind of getting vaster and vaster. More people seem to be coming, and the city seems to be slightly growing from what you can tell from up here. As you pass over the long fields of grass, the few farming fields spotted throughout here and there, the many hills that are being mined. And eventually, after another half day continues, you finally pass over the giant mountainous bight out of the continent, coming into the large desert. Continuing to pass by it. Everyone give me a perception check.
Large desert? Do you mean where I came from? Large desert?
You're from Draffica, which is
But it's not where we are.
you're above
solid
Armenia.
16 today.
16. Oof. Yeah, you're over what was formerly the Storming Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, over in that desert area. You take your gut a 6?
26.
26. I was gonna say, damn.
I can't get a 6.
And at this point, let's see, I got a 12. Okay. As you lot are all kind of looking on, Sieko, you having such a low perception, nothing really catches your eye except for the fact that as Bastion comes walking out, he's short. Bastion, you wake and you feel different. You're hungry. Like you're starving for once. The want for food is just aching in your stomach like no other. And also, for some reason, the bookshelf got taller. And you're not sure if one of the other guys put a curse on the ship to enlarge it to make you feel shorter. As you get the understanding that they probably would attempt something like that, or if they cast a reduce spell on you to make you a size smaller.
The other thing that the group would probably immediately notice is my stomach chest plate area now kind of widens out in a way that it almost looks like the mouth of a beholder coming across the stomach.
Oh my God, he reminds me of Nurgle.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, actually. Yeah, like a shorter Nurgle. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Scary.
Daka, what did your magic do while I was sleeping? And why was I sleeping?
Oh, well, I didn't do nothing. Well, my fault. I can't make you go to sleep. That's a you thing.
Well, usually magic explodes out of you and it does crazy things. So,
Oh, did you see an explosion?
No, but you never know with you.
I don't know with me either.
Actually, why are you so...
I was reading about modern orcs and evocation. I know how to spell that word now.
Nice. What did you learn about evocation?
How to spell it.
Oh. Well,
It was a good book. Wait.
I pat him on the shoulder.
Okay.
I
How
guess
tall
now
is
having to reach up to pat him on the shoulder, or as close to the shoulder as they can.
Yeah, how tall are you?
Daka is 7'5". I don't think he can
Yeah, no, I
reach my
probably
shoulder.
wouldn't reach it.
Just
at this
patting me
point.
on like the belly or the chest,
Side.
just like good job, buddy.
I'm like, well,
Daka's a tall guy.
I'm sure that'll be very good knowledge for you.
I know it's gonna help me a lot.
But yeah, you all see as he looks really, really different as he comes walking out. However, Tiktrick and Daka, as you're looking down for a moment, Daka, you get distracted as Bastion comes walking out. But for a second in the desert, you see something that looks like a rock tree. Tiktrick, as you're looking, this thing really catches your eye as you're looking down. It's like a strange, almost orangish brownish rock that's angled up high in the air at a strange, almost acute angle. And then just kind of flattens out. Almost like as if it was some sort of claw or like something else. And it just catches your eyes because there's nothing else around it. No shrubbery, no cacti. Almost as if making a perfect circle around it. There is nothing but sand.
Have you seen anything like that before?
Nope.
And
You've never heard of something like that before?
I'll quickly activate my see invisibility eyes just to see if there's anything weird about it that way.
You don't see anything other than it.
Hey guys, there's a strange orangish rock thing down there.
Wait,
You guys see that? It doesn't look natural.
As you turn and suddenly see Bastion looking like shorter and with this like as he said, the eye of the beholder styled in his stomach.
Actually, why do you have a mouth in your stomach? That's not where people usually have those, if I can remember correctly. You didn't have that before.
I fell asleep, but I don't know why.
Also, you got short. What's up with that?
If one more person tells me I'm short,
I'm waiting for Goji in the background to type something.
I'm so tempted.
Yeah, no, as you all kind of look over the edge, you see as Tiktrick kind of points to it, you guys get a better sight of it. With your passives, most of you are able to get a rough, detailed image, and it's pretty obvious from the circle around it where there's nothing growing.
Also, after Tiktrick asked me that, and I said something out loud, Tiktrick, you just hear in your head, swear to God, if he makes one more comment.
Oh, I'll message you. Oh, you could talk in people's heads too now?
You can hear me?
Yes.
Shit.
As Bastion for a moment like contemplates how many of his thoughts can be heard out loud and
I
realizes
hear everything.
now he really has to be careful even with what he thinks.
I will say that to Bastion. I hear everything. Because why not?
Oh no.
That's probably a mistake, but you know. Tigger found that funny.
I don't believe it. I need a screenshot before I believe that.
Okay.
From me?
No.
Oh, what?
As you are, though, as you guys are kind of looking about over as the ship's continuing to like float along, not at a fast pace. You guys are going at a pretty comfortable rate. Further and further you get past the thing.
You guys want to check it out, or are we leaving it alone?
I mean, the rock. Is there a
It is
reason?
rock. It's weird rock.
It's still rock.
That's true. Leave the cool rock alone, I guess.
All right. As the ship continues flying on its journey, give me a perception check, by the way, Bastion.
All right. 10.
Give me a minute. I'm pulling something up real quick. There we go.
I think I also technically loopholed something because that wasn't the description of the chest, but
Oh, my apologies. You can. Okay.
March for Death. Interesting.
Oh, you.
I said that as well. Yeah, you missed that part. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah, he as the two of them kind of, or as the group kind of continues on with their day, yeah, to kind of give you an idea, guys, what you're looking at when you see this version. Let me pull this up real quick for what you guys see proper.
Rock.
Rock.
It's a rock.
It's not a rock. So basically, imagine a metallic version of this.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
What large ears you
Alright.
have?
Well, yeah, minus the ears. I will say that. Yeah. So that's a better way of
And his stomach looks more beholder-like.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we're able to walk into towns anymore, guys.
The perma disguise self is a needed spell now. All right, yeah. As you guys continue floating along, another half day goes by as you lot get to relax.
What?
Goji don't care no more. He knows he's dead, so he's gonna fucking revel in it until he has to rejoin. Man has nothing left to lose. All right, Daka.
Yes.
What would you like to do on for the rest of the night for this journey? Because I mean, you've got another 2 days worth of flying to go, from what you can gather from the whole party.
Is there any picture books on the history of like the dwarves or something? Because at least I know and understand somewhat dwarvish history, so getting into that more might be better to increase my intelligence.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
some memory exercises.
As you start to look through, you find a book called The History of the Dwarves as told by... let me find the name. Shit. You know, I like to... I write my names right where I'm going to need them, and then I've missed them somehow. Yeah, okay, so yes, it says by Aloin. Which
Okay.
you recognize as an orcish name, which means far wanderer in common.
All right, yeah. We'll give that a read.
All right,
Because,
give me an intelligence check with advantage.
alright.
Intelligence.
6.
With advantage? Damn.
You rolled a 2 and
I
a
rolled
6.
a 2 and a 6. Remember, I have an
Um,
11 in intelligence. That was honestly horrible. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have lucky?
Well, are you really gonna burn your lucky on? I mean, fair enough.
Absolutely. If we have 2 days left, then it'll be enough time for a long rest.
True.
– 11.
That's better.
All right. You gain nothing, but you do learn some history. You learn about the Goblin King, the War of the Goblin Kings. There, as you're kind of flipping through, most of it isn't really interesting lore or history, because as you're kind of reading through, most of it you recognize. But as you find to the back of the book, one of the last chapters talks about the Goblin Kings and how supposedly Oventium was actually conquered by the Goblin Kings, so multiple, and that the stronghold was actually lost along with a bunch of the dwarves who ended up enslaved. And that supposedly the Goblin Kings would end up losing Oventium only because of infighting, but it doesn't talk about what would happen after that, as there is no tale of who would end up taking control again. All right.
All right, nice.
Bastion, what would you like to do? Oh no.
Sorry, trying not to cough in your ear.
Appreciate it.
I would like to see if I could find any information on any known demons that are in the world or etc. that I could just learn about.
As you start looking through, you do find a book on the common history of the Fiendish, as it's called. And as you start popping through it, you learn of the legendary Frodisian, a very powerful, supposedly outward presenting female demon or devil, as it was never noted, who was supposedly managed to seduce Zilpip of the House Kung Pao and was the reason for his great power increase. Last heard, she lived on the South Pole. You learn of the great forgotten silver demon that is known to hide in the deep within the Goliath lands, supposedly from one of the ancient caves from when the Goliaths first landed there, that they would basically feed their elderly to maintain it and keep it growing stronger. That was thousands of years ago. And the last one that catches your attention is the supposed demon or devil who granted the Red Orcs their cannibalistic tendencies, and is supposedly the origin of all fiendish influences throughout the Red Orc lands that would cause so many animals to become larger and stronger, and thus forcing the orcs themselves to even adapt further. Those are the only three, though, that are mentioned to still be confirmed as alive. The rest are either lost or have been confirmed to be killed.
All right. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sieko.
Me and Tiktrick are doing some trade-off training, and I'm training him in Charisma, and he wants to train me in Dex.
Okay, how are you training Tiktrick in Charisma?
I'm gonna teach him how to speak like a normal person.
All right. What would that entail?
I'm gonna have back and forth conversations with him, and I'm basically going to. I was gonna hit him with a ruler, but I feel like that would actually hurt him with me being Sieko. Hit like a spray bottle or something. I'll just stop him whenever he starts talking like Tiktrick again.
Okay. All right. Tiktrick, give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check, okay. 21 for it's a natural 20.
Yeah, you start to kind of pick up on the charisma. It starts to really make some sense. Give me a charisma check.
Oh boy. That's a 4.
Yeah, you gain a +1 permanently to your charisma as it starts to some of the words start to make sense. The sentence structure is starting to make sense. And some of the more common phrases, you're less feeling like you're, like how I describe it every time you guys come in with a stupid Gen Z joke. Which is out of touch and out with the current
Grumpy,
generation.
what was your charisma beforehand?
It was a 9. It's now a 10.
So now I know if I have a 9, rolling a 4 should give me a +1 to whatever stat
Well,
that is.
after a nat 20 in understanding, he got really high intelligence check.
Yeah. All right, and then Tiktrick, how are you going to try and teach Sieko how to be more dexterous without end up causing the ship to rumble and go colliding to the ground? Because I will let you know, you will lose your charisma bonus if you do not help Sieko as well in exchange.
How about...
Remember, dexterity's not just the legs; it's the whole body.
That's true.
Other body part, I can do arm training.
I mean, it's endurance. I mean,
Yeah,
you could do a whole
that's
bunch
the thing.
of...
I can't have him do drills on the ship. He'll
Yeah,
walk
he can't
around.
run back and forth on the ship as much because it'll cause the ship to be a little bit tipsy. Because while it can support his weight very comfortably, he is still a massive influence on the thing.
Let's go with reaction time. I'm going to train him in reactions.
How?
Trying to get him to move quicker and
Dodge
sooner.
this arrow.
Yeah, how are you going to make him test it?
I'm going to use a blunted knife and I'm going to jab at him and he's going to have to
You don't need to blunt it. I'm immune to piercing.
Oh yeah, it's a no. By blunted I meant like a non-magical dagger.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, yeah. As you go ahead and start rolling, or as you start to go and test Sieko's hand-eye coordination, and start like having him try and catch the knife before you manage to stab into him. Sieko, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
15.
Okay. Give me a dex check.
9.
Uh, the knife training really doesn't stick with you much. As you know, it makes sense, but you're not able to be pierced. What do you care after a while? And after a while, you stop kind of trying, and you just let Tick kind of stab at you as you just kind of watch, losing
if
interest.
I notice this, can I start using a knife that could actually hurt him?
Okay.
What
Upstate.
knife are you planning to use?
I'll use the witch's dagger.
Okay.
That can do lightning damage,
Okay.
and it's magical. So
All right. Give me another dex check. This time at disadvantage, Sieko.
That's even lower to 4. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
What's the max on the lightning damage, or what's the lightning die?
it's a D12.
You take 12 points of lightning damage as the knife makes contact with your skin. And while it doesn't pierce you, the shock, like a taser, kind of jolts you, and it kind of freaks you out, causing you to lose interest in the game.
You just poke him with a cattle prod.
It does also make you realize that maybe being fast has more to do with Tiktrik's size than his actual aptitude for dodging or catching a blade. Also, because you've realized that Tiktrik, when he gets stabbed, he does take damage.
You don't need to dodge, it just needs to bounce off of your body.
I don't care about dodging. I wanted initiative.
True.
But yeah, as you guys spend through the night training, eventually retiring for the evening, you gain another long rest, and the next day comes. You find yourselves floating over the vast ocean. You can see the just tip of the northern edge of the formerly Isle of Man, where you can see some of the mountains kind of poking up off in the distance, just barely. But it's just open sea from here. You, as you look down, those who are a little bit more keen observers and who'd be watching the waves, you would notice that there are large shadowy figures in the waters around these parts. Also, that there's a lot of wreckage of what looks to be just floating timber going throughout. And as you continue to float or fly, eventually you notice a small island that appears only about good another half mile from where you were. That seems to be just sticking out of the ocean, and you notice it's the new island is very round and has a lot of holes in it. Otherwise, it's an uneventful day. All right.
Sponge rock.
Yes. Coming into the following day, before we do, we'll get you guys another chance to do something. Going from the top, Daka.
Want to read more? I need intelligence.
Really trying to hammer out this intelligence here.
I really am.
Alright. Give me a D100 roll as well.
Alright, I'll roll a D100 first. 4.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
And you want me to just roll an intelligence, or?
And what kind of book are you looking for this time?
This time, Daka wants to read about orc history.
As you start kind of pilfering through, you do eventually come across a hardback book that reads The Best History by Orcs.
Hell yeah.
And as you pop it open, you start to learn about your own family who's listed in there, and it goes back generations, and it's written by this dwarven scholar who seems to be in partnership with a couple of the local primal orc clans that are wandering. As he documents their day-to-day life and their own clan histories and such. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Come on, come on. No, it was an 18, but it turned into a 2.
Yeah, I mean the orc history makes sense to you. You now kind of get a better understanding of it, but you don't feel any smarter.
Did you allow me to use lucky again?
No, buddy.
I think lucky flies before you know the result too.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Bastion, what about you?
Just
I would like to do like some combat rolls and like conditioning. Try to see if I can up my dexterity at all.
Okay. All right. Yeah. As you come out onto the deck and start jumping around, kind of getting a good sweat in, running back and forth, and practicing your reaction time as you move about. Go ahead and give me. Let's start with an intelligence check.
4.
All right. Give me a dex check.
Well, good.
That's a nat 1.
You all watch. Well, actually, rather, Goji being the one kind of piloting the ship at the top, and the rest of you kind of working on your own thing, all kind of at a glance start to notice this. As Bastion jumps back to side, starts kind of getting a good jog in, going back and forth. And after a while, all notice that Bastion kind of looks like he's thinking, and then he comes to a realization he doesn't have muscles to practice endurance training for. This really does nothing but make him hungry. As he starts to work out, and nothing kind of sticks for him.
Anybody that can see me just hears in your head, don't say a word.
He's getting more accustomed to his telepathy as he just now tries not to think otherwise.
Best part is I can just feel you bouncing back and forth from other part of the ship.
Yep. And doing it poorly at that.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. You just feel someone jumping about left and right, yeah. Alright. Continuing on. Sieko, is there anything you'd like to do?
I would like to look for a book that's actually about the Evocation School of Spells, please.
Oh, okay. So as you start to think about a proper request instead of just telling Google to look up cat video now, you start kind of sifting through, and you actually find a grimoire with a bunch that's been locked. You don't see a key around, but you do notice it does say the arcane understanding of evocation magic. It doesn't have an author, and it just looks to be a locked book just sitting there.
Huh. Can I try manipulating some arcana, see if that'll open it up?
Yeah, sure. As you pull it off the shelf, kind of set it down on the captain's desk. You start to sit down, crossing your legs, closing your eyes, and begin to meditate to focus on the arcane energy. Give me an Arcana check.
27.
As you start to kind of focus and you start to get the feel for the energy around you, being one of the few people having experienced true blindness, you have a better feeling for the mana in the air. Moments go by, and you realize, well, you can't use any of the mana to manipulate the book. You do sense that the key is somewhere. You don't immediately catch on where, but you now know that if you come near it, you will immediately be able to identify that the key is close.
Then I guess I'm playing a game of Feel Arcana and walk around while I look for it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can also take the book with you if you like to see if it has any reaction.
I mean, I'll take it with while I just get to look for the key over time.
Then you can put in your other item the Arcane Grimoire of Evocation Magic.
Okay.
Alright. And finally, Tikrik.
Okay. So I recently learned how to do some giant rune carving. I'm wondering if there's any more books on how to make them more powerful or different kinds that I could learn.
Looking through, you find nothing on rune making of that to that level.
Okay. Um, Instead, what about some dwarven history? Try and look into that a bit more.
What are you trying to find out?
Mm, where? Oh, you told me Mazot had a son. Did I get any information on
Nope.
directly just that he did have one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe some traditions on how they raise their kids or
Okay.
where they might put them.
Um, where they might what?
Where they might like,
Put them? Is that
I
what
don't
you
know,
said then?
raise
Very
them some
very
specific place.
Tick-Trick-like. Yeah. Where,
There's that charisma training.
where do you put your young? All right. Yeah, as you start looking through, you find a book on called the Art of Dwarven Parenting. Um, and as you open it, the first intro to the book is, so you've decided to have a wee lad of your own. You've screwed up and should really rethink drinking. But if you're considering still going for a new clan member, then we recommend these few steps. Firstly, don't let your child near the smithy while it's lit. Until the age of 60, children can easily climb inside these things and burn to death. And as many dwarfs are curious about fire, it is a very common thing for them to climb into smithies and die. Remember to always put your warning labels up. The second one continues on about don't give your baby dark beer, only light beers, as dark beers are bad for them and will make them overly chubby and lazy. And that light beers will give them energy and make their beard come in even shinier and younger. Finally, you get to the end as you kind of start skipping through, and it talks about the what to do when your child has finally, or when your dwarven child has come of age as a man or a soon-to-be wife. That's the two words that are used in there specifically. And it talks about when a dwarven male becomes a man finally amongst the house, he is to take over the business of his father so that his father may continue to expand the industry of the entire family and eventually expand the clan. Therefore, it is expected that your son will take over the business from you no matter where you are and let you travel so that you may find a suitable place to set up another shop to continue your family's wealth. And that's about pretty much all you get that's of use.
Okay. What did Maznard do? You ever tell me?
Nope. He never spoke of his son much.
What was his profession? Did he say that?
Maznod, you would know, was an adventurer in his younger years, but retired to being a smith for the most part.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So as the day continues, or the day turns to night, giving you all once again a long rest, you continue on as you pass over the Spanish, or the former Duragar lands, the Dark Dwarves. You see the many hills, the river kind of going on, and finally you see in the distance where this ride is taking you as the ship begins to slowly lower itself. You see a mountain or a group of mountains going along in almost like a boot shape all the way up to connecting back into the continent, and it seems that your ship is going to directly into the center of it where they connect with the main portion of the continent's mountain range. No, that's true. As the sun continues beating down, the early morning comes, the breeze of the salt air hitting into your guys' lungs as you each come above, up to the top deck as Goji shouts about about the ship landing, getting the party's attention. You find yourselves stalking at the edge of the water and seeing this massive mountain range all around you. And Goji kind of looks down at you lot and kind of smiles for a moment and then jumps off and deactivates the ship as well. Follow along.
Okay.
Well,
I'm to find out why we're here.
I think it was goblins.
As you all look around at the large the large forest on the edge, and then the giant mountains right in front of you, just nothing but sides of cliff and rock, all throughout.
Start looking
Smell
for signs
like
of goblins.
goblins around here.
Give me a perception check.
Is that to me?
No, to Daka, who wants to smell for
And
goblins.
that's a 7.
Maybe I smell
Daka,
them.
you smell goblin excrement. You'd never forget that smell. They shoved it in your nose. You know what it is.
Goblins are here. I can smell their shit.
Knowing what little I do about goblins, as I walk, can I use Tremor Sense to look for tunnel entrances and caves?
Immediately, as you take one step forward, thinking about this, as Daka's like sniffing at the air, there is a massive thing of tunnels, rooms dug out. You can feel beneath you magic items, like thousands of them, from what you can count from the field, just from the basic arcane energy from deep below the ground. Each of these mountains seem to be actually connected by a single tunnel that seems to all originate about half a mile south of you, from what you can tell from your tremor sense, kind of going out, because as it echoes throughout the flooring, because it's so widely open, and you feel it ping off certain things that catch your attention. You're not sure what they are, but they seem to give your tremor sense a longer sense.
All right, I'm going to the closest entrance. Adventure.
You find something?
Onwards!
As you see Asiako kind of turn to start walking, Daka's nose starts, as he kind of like keeps sniffing in the air, continues to track in the same direction as Sieko. As you guys start kind of winding your way through the dense forest, the greenish barked trees with a almost strange like grayish colored leaves that are silky to the touch. As you kind of continue to walk through, you hear for a moment something chirps almost like a bird, and kind of starts to chip more, and it sounds like it's making a lot of racket as it continues to chitter. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Do.
TikTok does?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he learned it from. That's right.
I don't think
Very
Bastion
versatile
or
space.
Daka does, though. So, and I don't
No,
think
because
Sieko
the old trio spoke it, and
No, I do not.
Okay.
they're all gone now.
I only remain.
Tiktrick, you suddenly hear, "What do you want with my lands?"
Don't want nothing. We are just walking through, looking for goblins.
You big boys, you like the big squirrels.
Oh wait, we are not in Land of Squirrels. Oh no. Wait.
You run from squirrels that head this way?
No, we didn't see any squirrel. What am I talking to, by the way?
As you look around, you don't see anything. You just hear a voice around you. That's the rest of you just hear chittering.
Who are you? Oh yeah, we didn't get chased by any squirrels.
I speak for these trees. These are my lands. You trespass on my lands.
Oh, we didn't mean to.
Do I
Oh.
feel anything mortal shaped anywhere nearby?
There are birds, there's squirrels, there are frogs, there's some deer nearby, there's wild animals, but nothing like sentient or two-legged feeling.
Are the squirrels normal sized?
As you look about, yeah, they're just kind of like normal gray squirrels.
Had to be sure. Okay.
Yeah. But the chittering continues, and Tiktrick, it continues to tell you to leave.
Guys, I don't know what it is, but apparently someone speaks for the trees here, and we're trespassing.
I've spoken to trees once. I live in forests. Trees are my best friends.
I don't think it is a tree.
I had a best friend that was a tree. Well, a shrub, I suppose.
As the
I've
word
cut down
shrub goes,
trees.
you hear the chittering intensify. He knows the great shrub.
Apparently there's a great shrub that they think you know. Who is this? A shrub person?
As you begin speaking again to singing in Sylvan, the chittering continues. He goes, "The great George, he returns. This must be the great Iron Man that he spoke of. We must warn the king." And you hear the chittering kind of intensifies, and the entirety of the forest starts to shake as thousands of squirrels start kind of running south,
there's
past
a-
you all.
Okay, apparently there's a great king. They're warning because you're here, Bastion.
What's going on?
Apparently these squirrels have a great king. We should probably leave. I don't know how strong their king is, but there's a lot of squirrels, as you can see.
Minutes go by, and you hear drumming music someone just boom, 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 and it just continues to slowly increase in speed. Daka's music goes silent. And
Bastion, do you know these things? Have you been here before?
Have I? I don't think I have.
you don't know where you are. This looks
Yeah.
like it could be the Dwarven lands, but you don't recognize this area. Sieko, you can feel thousands of little creatures marching towards you.
They said
Army.
something about a George Bush. There's an army.
There's an army.
They said a George Bush, and that you were related, and they're getting their great king, which I think
Well-
is heading towards us right now.
Related? I don't.
Boom.
Not really. He was my companion, my pet of sorts.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Should we probably get back on the ship?
As you guys are having this conversation, you see torches suddenly coming up down the way, down the deep into the forest, and out comes this like rows of these like little short squirrels carrying on their like shoulders this large like bed where the fattest squirrel you have ever seen. At like only a foot tall, is laying there chewing on something and covered in like gold silk, little pieces of metal and jewelry, and all little like golden acorns adorned around to surround his mighty girth. As they kind of bring him out, and as they bring this little squirrel out, carrying him, finally it comes to a stop, and the drum's just silent. And the one of the squirrels kind of walks up and starts speaking in Sylvan and goes, "You have the honor of addressing Lord Nuts the Third."
So apparently this is Lord Nuts the Third.
I like nuts.
I wave my head.
The squirrel kind of turns and walks away, and they bring the fat squirrel closer and closer, and it begins to speak in common. It immediately cuts to common and just goes, "I have eaten the great nut."
Is that good?
Can I eat a great nut too? I like nuts.
The great nut has passed on the wisdom of the future. You, as it stares at Bastion suddenly, you are the future. George must be found. Bring him to us, and I will gift you the answer to get into the place you seek.
What do you want him for?
The great George is our god. He must be brought back and worshipped properly as he was, for he was stolen by a really angry lizard folk.
And do you know where they went?
We do not. We just know last that we heard they were hunting down another lizard folk as they'd come here looking for it, saying it had the ability to shoot fire from its ass. We believe it may have eaten the great nut as well.
I just look at Goji.
Look at Goji.
Oh, or look at Goji. I'll look at Goji.
Goji looks completely confused on what's going on.
Bastion, can't you find people that you've met before? With that book you got?
Yo, guys, I just gotta let you know, there's a lot of food right now around Dhaka.
So Goji told Sieko once of someone who might be hunting him, but I don't know if that's... They're also a lizard man. Well, lizard man, quote unquote. They're a dragonborn, but you know. But I don't know if we want to fight Tao's eldest son. We can certainly try.
Master, don't you have that book? That
I don't think George Bush was in the
Yeah, that George wasn't.
he wasn't.
No.
Okay.
He was a Bush. I mean,
Okay. Wow, this is great. Sorry.
yep, and I'm standing by it.
Should we go find this bush? He seems
I-
pretty important.
We have a starting point. We have a country that we know where he might be.
I'm down to
I
find
guess
this
we.
bush.
I guess if we want to do this, we can go do this right now. Sure.
What say the rest of the party?
Sure, we can see if we can find him.
Yeah, I'd like to meet a sentient bush. That
Where
sounds
are
fun.
the goblins?
I don't.
Where are the goblins? I smell them.
The squirrels do not respond.
I guess the ship lied to us. Oh,
Oh.
Do
We have a
you
different quest.
take my mighty quest to find the great nut?
Thought you already ate the great nut.
I thought we were looking for the bush.
The bush contains and grows the great nuts.
Oh.
oh okay.
Okay, we can work on that then.
Sure.
You must
We-
give your blood oath this day that you will not partake of any of the great nuts given or created by George Bush.
Do you enjoy the taste of George Bush's great nuts?
Good sir, do you make fun of my zealotry?
No, it was an honest question.
Goji just kind of nods and starts walking off,
Yeah, I'm going with him.
Onwards.
turning her around again.
We'll bring you back George Bush or whatever he was.
Yep, George Bush.
The squirrels begin to withdraw.
I'm gonna back away looking straight at the squirrels because they're gonna become dinner one day. I will eat them,
They,
especially that fat king.
I feel like I was chased by a squirrel.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was
I'm
Bastion or
upset.
Kelp.
No
you
goblins.
were, yeah, you were. You also rode on the back of one.
Ah, yes, I did.
He too turned into one. No goblins that they showed. Yeah.
Onwards. We have our heading.
All right. As the party turns back around and Goji tosses the fire or the Gaul's fiery
Gall's Fury. Yep.
yeah Gaul's fury.
Totally.
The ship expands out to full size, and Goji climbs back on, waiting for as the party climbs on slowly, one by one, and he immediately goes up.
Okay, Daka. Next time, we'll find goblins eventually.
I wanted to kill things.
Daka,
There
give
will
me a
be
perce-
plenty of
disappointed
things
me.
to kill
give me a
Daka.
perception check, Daka.
Oh no.
That was gonna be a 20, but now it's a 5.
My man, your rolls tonight are great. It's a good thing there hasn't been combat yet.
Yeah.
As you kind of continue, like, looking off in the distance, saddened about this, as the ship kind of starts to float up, for just a quick glimpse, you see a green pointed ear thing in the mountain that disappears as soon as you look back to confirm that it was there.
You want to try reading the evocation book again?
I don't know if that was insulting or...
It's genuine.
I'm gonna throw you off the ship,
What?
and there's nothing you can do to
I'm doing
save
what's called
yourself.
consoling. Isn't that what people are supposed to do?
No, yeah, that's fair, but it came off as very
Oh yeah, it did.
ascending.
That's the point.
Oh man. Yeah, as Daka just glares at you and grumps at you,
I didn't do
making
it right.
his
Echo,
threats.
we need more lessons.
Daka hears in his head and also unintentionally tick trick again. Don't worry, I want to kill the bug too.
Hey, what the fuck?
Oh, damn it.
Bastion still doesn't know how the fuck this works.
And the damn it was just in Daka's head.
Yeah.
You guys start
Yeah.
fighting, throwing all of you off the ship.
Can't kill squirrels, can't kill gobbies. This party's boring.
As you guys start to float up, you see the large herd. The good 30 feet tall, red, cannibalistic, carnivore, apex predators of the European portion of the continent. The herd of Fluffy Oscus. As you see around 7 of the little by standard of flying up in the air above them, creatures kind of looking like they're chewing on something. As you hear, just on the faintest sense of the air or of the wind, the slight screams of someone in the distance.
Good thing we didn't fight those.
As they poke out over the trees when they stand on 2 legs, as they look up and like sniff at the air towards you guys.
Yeah, giant squirrels are no joke.
No, guys, come on. The people who are new to the new to the videos don't know about the great Fluffy Oscus.
I
And they
don't know about it,
too.
but I've heard.
There's some lingering trauma. As the ship continues to float up, though, eventually kind of stopping, Goji kind of looks around and waits for orders.
Well, our only lead is Goji's home. Of the eldest son of Tao. He would know where it is.
Okay.
That's a
As he nods, he turns the wheel. The ship turns around, and you guys start heading south, going further and further south. All right, let's go down the list again. Daka, you got a day's worth of things. What would you like to do? I think Daka's done with.
Might have sat back for a second.
Maybe. All right. I'll skip. Bastion, you there? There we go.
Yes.
All right. What would
Um,
Bastion like to do with his day of travel?
Well, I now know I don't have muscles to really train, but I still want to try to work on the combat rolls some because I know my body's big and clunky and
Okay.
well, I mean, if I can move a little better, that would not be a bad thing.
That's fair. All right. Yeah. Give me an intelligence check.
Do you mind if we sparred?
God damn. 6.
All right. Give me a dex check.
Dice swap.
Is it okay if we sparred? Because this was.
Aha! A 7.
If you sparred, he might end up dead at this rate. Yeah, you start getting on the ground and rolling around, and then you realize you're a little more rotund than you thought, and it's a little harder to get up now. You find yourself kind of doing like what those wheels do is they kind of roll in a circle trying to like flatten out. As you continue to try, as you turn over and kind of push yourself up, you kind of end up, as the ship kind of jerks or moves due to the turbulence, end up back on your back like a turtle, having to continuously roll back and forth, and finally get back up. You don't gain any increase to your dex, but you do learn that you can roll.
There you go.
Oh, no worries.
Nice.
All right. Back up to the top. Daka.
Intelligence. I need to read.
More
This time, can I do like just like a memory game? Because I know intelligence is just, better memory as well.
Sure, yeah, as you're going through looking at things, let me just check something. Yeah. As you're kind of looking through, you find a little book of little puzzle games in it that someone has kind of set up a little scrap piece of paper into for writing down the answers to. And it just has a bunch of little questions about historical facts, some cultural facts, just some random things that catch your attention. Give me an intelligence check. Let's see what you can do.
Oh, please, come on. Come
That'd be a
on.
2.
It's a 12.
Well,
Yeah, as you start to kind of read through it, nothing really catches your attention.
Sounds about right.
Alright, moving on. Sieko.
Can I use one of these magic spears to in my room to train like my hand-eye coordination? Like just tossing it back and forth, twirling them. This is probably the best dex training I'm gonna be able to get.
you didn't want my help? Okay.
No, absolutely not. You stabbed me.
You did stab him. Alright,
I just tased him. That's the difference.
Stabbed and tased.
go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Well, if you took our training seriously,
17.
Alright, and give me a dex check.
I swear.
11.
Yeah, kind of throwing the spear back and forth, throwing it up in the air. You start kind of playing around with it, begin to kind of juggle it. You gain a bonus to your permanent dexterity, and you learn how to juggle.
Yay! I know
Doc is
trick.
gonna kill himself.
And the last thing written on Daka's death note is, I couldn't read the words.
See, I knows tricks.
Alright. Tick-Trick, what about yourself?
I would like to do some acrobatics and like flipping around and stuff, trying to raise my dex that way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence check to start.
Okay. Say 7.
Okay, and then go ahead and give me acrobatics with disadvantage since you're trying to tame your dex. So you would be trying to train your muscle awareness. Kind of like doing a slow push-up when you're trying to practice muscle elasticity.
24.
Yeah, with a 24, your dex is already pretty high. You start jumping around. This stuff is just more of what like a warm-up for you, and nothing seems to catch on. It's going to take a lot for you to increase dex.
Worth a shot.
Yep. No, it's fair.
Is it possible for me to do it?
Not. Yes and no. You're gonna need more than almost about a year of downtime to improve your dex to a 19. Yeah, 18 is pretty much the pinnacle of natural capabilities without like putting yourself in serious harm.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So as you guys continue traveling, flying further south. You fly over the Great Golden Sea and come right over Menestara, the northern city of the Dragonborn lands. More time passes as a lot of you continue to relax, reading books, training, not giving you all a roll again because I really don't want Daka to just decide to die. And finally, after another 2 days worth of flying, you come to the town of Twinscales, a massive city in the south, which is supposedly the headquarters of the current southern dragonborn king. Let me find his name. Jinkarth of House Tau. As you come to the city of Twinscales, this city is massive, but what it's most known for is the castle that is a twin-towered castle that spans the river itself. The river going in and to trade further inland, everybody that comes through has to pay tax at the castle directly, allowing the what used to be the noble house that ruled here before Tao's sons to create both a pretty high economic setup for their own town, which boomed in growth as taxes were lowered and more people kind of headed south, increasing education, craftsmanship, and so forth, but also gave them first pick of the goods, giving Twinscales one of the one of the towns with the highest quality of magic items, valuables in general. If it comes from this side of the world, it comes through Twinscales. Now, Goji is from a little town, kind of, a better way than what they did it. Goji is from a town right outside of Twinscales that is not named, I believe, or even really known, as it's more considered like a general slumish area and maybe mostly for slaves. So he is technically from the city of Twinscales, as most would note.
Look, he didn't go out into the world until recently. If anyone's hunting him, they're going to be from here or around here.
That's true. As the ship comes down to the ground, landing out right outside the castle city gates, Goji immediately lets you guys off and floats the ship back up in the air.
I mean, it's fair.
And you see as he kind of heads off to the water, edge of the water, and kind of just starts floating there. You all can see him clearly floating there, doing nothing. But he's just right off the edge of the land. To your guesstimation is probably to avoid people.
All right. I guess we begin our search. I have no idea who exactly we're looking for, but we can figure out how to start asking about a bush that came through here.
Yeah.
All right. As you lot kind of head over to the city gate, the two Dragonborn guards, two Black Dragonborn, kind of standing with their spears and in full plate. All their gears, you realize, is magical. It all kind of shines with enchantments. They have each rings, and these are guards. You guys have been on plenty of adventures. You can recognize these men have never seen combat, probably most likely. And they're more decked up than you lot, for the most part, for some of the magic items they're carrying. One of the Black Dragonborn kind of like steps up and looks over at you lot, looks at both of you and goes, "My name is... Well, it doesn't really matter to you lot, and I don't want to try and pronounce it in common. What do you want?"
Looking for a bush.
In Draconic, I'll say we're looking for someone.
He turns to you and looks and goes, and starts speaking in Draconic. "Oh, what city do you hail from, good friend?"
Not from around here, I'm afraid.
"Ah, one of the wandering types. I understand. When Toutler died, my cousin was the same. He went north. His family went north and just started wandering through the lands, never settled. As far as what your friend said, a bush. You'd probably want to check one of the garden shops. If that's the case of what you're looking for."
Siako, not exactly knowing what that is, will just say, all right.
The guard turns and yells, and you hear him yell out in Draconic, "Sieko, open the gates. Friends have come through." And the gates open up, and the Dragonborn kind of nods at you, kind of steps back, and goes back into position as the doors open up, welcoming you a lot into the city. That opens up into this massive, granite city of just nothing but stone buildings, almost like an Arabic paradise, if you will. Every building either is layered with a second house on top, or has like a large garden on top of it where you can see crops growing. Little waterways going up and down the road along the side of the roads. You can see that there are actual public outhouses that look to be being some sort of connection of pipework or something like that. That question has been answered. You can ask Wolf that question as Wealth ate over 20 red dragonborn to prepare to eat a copper dragon's heart. Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah, as you look about, you see the silks, dragonborn commoners wearing some of the more fancy merchant gear. You've seen valuable clothes, wearing casual magic items along the streets. Guards seem to be casually relaxing and talking. Some even having drinks as they're walking through that you can smell and see the obvious alcohol in it. People they're singing. You can hear dancing going on down the street. The place is like a paradise.
All right, what's wrong with this place?
Does it seem like there's some sort of overarching security other than guards that watches things?
As you look about, you see, with your see invisibility, you don't see anything. Nothing catches your eye. But you do notice that all of the guards on the walls do have invisible capes on them. And immediately you catch on those capes are cloaks of invisibility. Given your see invisibility, it kind of lets you catch the item specifically.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're guarding well, but they're trying to make it look like everything's fine.
Well, they're just walking the walls. They look like they're just on patrols. But these guards look a little more well-armored, a little more battle-scarred as you look about.
Guards
that's what I'm saying. The inner guards are being very relaxed. It convinces everyone that everything's fine at all times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get the idea of what they're doing here.
I will message everyone. Don't think this place is easy to do anything to. There's guards watching. Actual guards.
I mean, We're just looking for someone. Should be okay for now. I'm sure we'll get in a fight eventually, but we should be fine for now.
All right. A few moments go by as you lot start kind of walking down the main road, and you see people, like families, having a good time, laughing, enjoying themselves. People eating outside, drinking stuff like coffee, which, actually, Bastion's the only one who actually understands civilization for the most part. Bastion would know that'd be pretty rare to see people just casually enjoying a drink that is typically resorted to royalty or very high-ranking nobles. And casually just seeing people eating foods and drinks that all come to the same ranking. But a few minutes go by, and as you lot are kind of walking and talking, you eventually come across a blue dragonborn who looks to be in more ranger-styled gear and equipment. And you notice the item on his back is identical to what Daka's wearing, the cloak he's wearing. He seems to be walking around nothing but a normal bow, some rations, what you can see, but he has a exact clone-looking item of Daka's own cloak. And he's kind of just sits there. He looks over at you lot, and noticing you lot kind of in gear, he kind of gets up and comes walking over and goes, "Are you lot here for the Adventurers Guild, or you here to sign up for some mercenary work?"
We could do both, but we're more looking for someone.
That's fair. I understand that we're all looking for someone these days. I have some bagpipe music. I'd love for you guys to come and hear the concert I'm getting ready to go put on at the local tavern. You might be able to find some information while you're there.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have a better option. Why not, right?
Can I participate with hand drums?
You know what? Why not? I'm always happy to have some extra hands. And he looks over at Bastion and Daka and goes, you're an interesting lot.
My insight check him.
Yeah, go ahead.
11.
I have decent insight. I can check if he's a decent enough fellow. Am I good, DM?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
It's a nat 20 for a 25.
He seems to be telling the truth. Although you do notice he does have a slight ulterior motive that he's not fully giving away. But he doesn't seem to share any animosity towards you in any way.
All right, sure, that's fine then.
Need to play drums.
As you lot kind of start to follow him, he takes you closer and closer to the palace, and coming to what would be recognized as a merchant district of a town with taller buildings and even wider roads, more businesses in buildings rather than on the streets. You come to this very beautiful tavern with fine woodworking designing the building, granite slabs that kind of hold in between. It's very well accented, and the windows seem to all have some sort of strange enchantment on them from up above that you can see as they're kind of clouded from the outside streets. But as he takes you in, you notice that the tavern doesn't have a sign on it. And as you immediately walk in, though, it's a full tavern. As you see tables, booths, some bar stools up at the bar, a dragonborn barkeep kind of working up some drinks. You see two other dragonborn working drinks as they're running about serving people. It's packed, and they have you notice the massive stage in the far corner of the room, right next to the currently extinguished fire pit. As people are ordering foods, drinking, and just telling jokes, and it's very open and warm, environment as you all walk in. And as soon as Bastion and Daka come through the door, the entire tavern goes absolutely silent, staring at you lot. And the Dragonborn who had mentioned that he played the bagpipes leading you here, kind of looks at you lot and turns back to the onlookers and goes, Oh, don't worry. The short one, he's a new experimental dragonborn, and the big green one's an adventurer. He's here for some questing, and he kind of goes, and the whole tavern goes back to normal almost immediately.
Don't bat an eye at me.
No one batted an eye at you, no.
Interesting.
I don't like big cities.
The man kind of turns and goes, "Ah, it's good for you, good big fellow. Think of it this way: you get to meet a pretty gal, have some good times, good drinks, and enjoy some music. Why don't you sit down and enjoy some food?"
Yeah, I would like to, in Sieko's head, say, "Do me a favor and keep an extra eye out, will you?"
Am I able to respond or no?
It's telepathically, so in theory, you could just think.
Yeah,
Right.
he can hear. Yeah, he can hear your response. But you don't like talking to his head. So if someone was looking at his head, they wouldn't hear your voice. If that makes sense, Sieko.
Okay. Well,
So in short, yes, you can answer.
Sieko will think back. What do you think I'm doing? As he kind of taps his very lightly.
When he says that, I'm gonna tap my hand on his back and cast True Seeing.
Ooh.
Oh,
True sight and tremor sense. I'll see all.
all right.
So for an hour, you have True Sight, notice secret doors hidden by magic, and can see into the ethereal plane, all out to a range of 120 feet.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Something you want to tell me now that I can see?
All right. Yeah. Give me a perception check just to see how detailed I have to get.
Well, my perception is not great, so we're gonna hope.
Is
Yeah, it's a 7.
Okay.
I only have a +1.
So as you kind of sit down, some meat is brought to the table as one of the Dragonborn maids comes walking over, setting down a bunch of just like a massive, what looks to be like some sort of warthog of sorts. It's slightly scaled on the outside with very soft scales as you poke at it, and the meat is extremely tender and juicy. And it's a whole hog. This isn't just like one like piece of it. It's a whole thing that's just set to the table for you lot. But as you're starting to tap your foot, Sieko, just kind of getting a feel for everything, you notice the entire city is sitting on top of a massive, some sort of, you could call it a stronghold, but some sort of building or some the like. You notice tunnels going miles underground from what you can tell, as you don't feel an end to any of them. You can tell that there are rooms throughout the entirety of the underground. And as you do, you notice specifically this tavern underneath the stage is attached to one of these tunnels that you notice goes to the royal capital. Or not to the royal capital, rather goes to the capital, the castle at the center of this town. You also notice that along that hallway, there's an ethereal plane gate that takes you somewhere. You're not sure where, and you're not sure exactly where in that hallway it is, but you know that if you walk down there, there'd be no way to avoid it. Yes, you can't see the thing from here because it's underground.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just
no, I'll remember. Don't worry.
I go up there and start playing the drums with that guy.
I can actually, with my ring, I can cast sending one person at a time and tell everyone what I feel.
Don't worry about me, just think.
I mean, I can think it to you, but I have to cast sending on the other.
Right.
Or message. Still.
Mm-hmm.
Bash, I feel like you'd hear immediately. See, I could be thinking about it almost immediately.
Okay.
You just hear his thoughts about, like, portal? Under the stage? Walkways? Huh.
Give me a drum solo here. Let's get a performance check, Rick. You can't be a nat 1.
All right.
What do
I
you
have
want?
+0. That's a 10.
Hey, you did better.
Amazingly, you see Rylo's or that Dragonborn kind of gets up there and starts playing the bagpipes, and it's loud and it's noisy. Daka, it reminds you of home. You remember your dad has something similar, except his are an actual stomach of a living creature. You're not sure what, your dad, the Papa Daka, if you will, War Chief Daka, told you it's just been passed down for generations in in the family. And he plays much better than this man.
Reminds me of me dad, but worse.
As the drums kind of pick up, they're not great. They're just kind of average, giving a little bit more to the bagpipes as he continues to try and roll. Getting barely better.
He does. He's above average.
The bagpipes start to pick up again, and the music just kind of starts to mellow the environment as people kind of listen in and out. But mostly, the music is kind of drowned out by the chattering. Eventually, as people stop kind of paying attention to the average performance.
Does it help by technically expertise in hand drumming?
No, it doesn't, buddy.
I have a question. Does Daka have any classical music pumping out right now, or nah? Is it pretty chill?
It's for right now. His music hasn't come back on since the Squirrel King had showed up. It's been absolutely silent.
He stole the music.
He stole your music.
I'm gonna eat that Squirrel King.
So Daka and Sieko are both here in their head. So, door behind the stage?
Under the stage.
Under the stage.
Really long tunnels, miles and miles. Can't see the bottom.
Well,
To be honest, I don't even know what we're here for.
Maybe Tick Trick can keep him distracted enough?
I mean, I'm not the stealthy sort.
Wait, Daka, do you say this out loud or do you say this in your head?
Yes.
You're just straight up hearing Bastion's voice, but in your mind.
Yeah.
So you might just think he's talking.
I don't even know what we're here for.
Some of the other
Daka, you can just think.
some of the Dragonborn kind of look at you like a little weird, like as if the comment's just kind of off.
I mean, fair.
Hold them in with another drum solo.
Go ahead and give me another performance check, Tick Trick.
I got this. Go. That's a 15.
Yeah,
That's
it
better.
starts to pick up. People start really kind of zoning in and really listening to you, Tick Trick, getting your interest.
I miss my dad.
From where we're at,
Really good.
can I observe the stage and see if there's any ways to get underneath it that people wouldn't see us?
From this distance, I mean, you don't have to roll perception. You can see the clear door at the center of the little stage setup that goes down.
Well, man, this is obviously in their head again. Well, doors on the stage, so
I'm gonna go to the barman really quick.
Doctor just kind of gets up and walks off.
7'5", a lumbering orc man.
Yep.
I have a feeling he's also very confused that the metal man is just in his brain.
I can cause a distraction. I'm a 10-foot tall thing that knows how to juggle.
Oh, you do now.
As you mention this, Doc, as you kind of pull up to the bar, the barkeep looks at you and goes, and starts speaking in Draconic almost immediately to you. Do you speak Draconic?
I don't speak the dragon language, little man.
He looks at you as you look at this red dragonborn who's not really that impressive of a figure. He looks like he's definitely worked inside here most of his life. And he looks at you and goes, my apologies.
No problem. But I don't know a lot of things.
Do you need something, sir?
Oh, someone told me I had to pass these out to people, and here you go. And I hand him over an amulet of Terrasitis. I hope you like it. From my friend Terrasitis.
He just kind of looks at it, and then you see a big red handprint suddenly across his face. And he looks down at it, and he goes, And he looks over at the barkeep next to him and goes, I quit. Puts on the necklace and walks out.
Yes! Yes!
I give him a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What does a thumbs up look like from you, Tigdrick?
It's a thumbs up.
It's one of his two claws up.
Yeah.
Well, Chaston, that's another one.
What now?
The other barkeep kind of looks over at you, Doc, and goes, "What did you give him?"
There you go.
Give him one too.
I'm good.
In his
it's a-
head, he just
it's
hears
a
me
gi-
go, "Don't touch it."
What? He looks up. Who's speaking to me?
I sent him a message. Touch it. Do it.
I messaged him, touch it.
You can message. He just kind of looks at it and looks back at Doc and goes, "I appreciate, but I don't think I'm qualified."
Eternal happiness for he who touches the beacon.
Okay. I guess I'll give it to someone else then later.
You know, the performer up there, he's an adventurer. You might want to talk. Not the Thread Queen, but the Dragonborn.
Oh yeah. All right. Thank
Right,
you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He just goes back to mixing his drinks as Taka just turns and cuts him off, walking away.
He hears in his head, "Yeah, he's as weird as you think he is."
Wow.
You see the barkeep
what you
kind of
dissing me
looks
for?
back and forth, like very confused.
I'll message
Man's
him. Why
dissing
didn't
me.
you touch it?
Shush, Dick Drake. Daka, yeah, as you kind of come back to this table, sitting down, I assume, unless you're trying to do something else.
Does the performer have a tip jar?
He does not.
Aw.
They
sit down
continue
then.
playing. All right. Sieko, are you gonna try and make a distraction?
It's up to Bash. If he tells me to, I'll do it. You want that
Well,
distraction, Bash?
You can try, but you're gonna have to block the opening that's in the middle of the stage.
Oh, I was more gonna get them all to look in a completely different direction. I was gonna do this on the opposite end of the fucking of the bar.
Are there any like dwarves or halflings in the bar anywhere?
Nope, all just
No.
Dragonborn. You lot are the most out of place people.
Well, maybe in your head you hear, maybe if you juggle something strange. I don't know.
Juggle Daka.
No, you know I could. I also have a bunch of magic spears. That's what I was gonna go with.
No.
Oh, this can't go wrong at all. Go ahead.
Juggle
Yeah, let's
me,
do it.
Sieko.
Yeah!
As Daka just says this out loud and Sieko stands up, Sieko, are you going back to the entrance of the bar, which is the opposite side of the front?
As opposite I can get without blocking the door or anything, yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of start walking over, ignoring the stage, you start kind of pulling out your weapons as Daka, are you going to stand up and go try and join him, or are you just going to watch?
Do I get a perform?
I'm gonna go up and join him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bastion, are you also going to try and get in on this, or are you going to stay seated and watch or do something else?
I'm gonna stay back by the hatch on the
Okay.
stage.
So as you slowly scoot back, okay. Ticktrick, you just watch as Rylos kind of stops playing the bagpipes and puts them down and kind of tells you, kind of pats your hands to stop you, as Sieko kind of stands up and starts walking across to the other side of the room with Daka.
I get that's what he wants.
That what once?
That he wants me to stop. But
Yeah.
that motion was to.
Yeah, you catch on pretty quick as he kind of like keeps your hands from going up. Not like hard, like shoving your hands in, just putting his hands lightly on yours to kind of stop you from moving them. And immediately Sieko starts pulling out spears out of his bag, and the crowd gets very worried.
And then I begin to juggle.
All right, give me a performance check with advantage.
19.
Okay. And Daka, what are you doing next to him?
I thought I was gonna be getting juggled.
You just look.
Oh, you want me to try? I can try to add
You know what? No.
You gonna try and jump in, Daka?
I can add you, I can drop a spear and add you to the juggle if that's what you want.
You know what? I'll start painting.
Yeah, just
On
what are you
what?
gonna,
Bob
What do you-
Ross. Bob Ross it.
What
As
are you
as
painting
they're
on?
getting as you're getting tossed in the air,
Mhm.
I'm gonna paint them as they go.
you gonna
Like-
paint the spears?
Yes. As they're
Interesting.
flying
Oh!
through, I'm gonna just give them some paint.
All right.
A bunch of green
Dang.
spears.
Daka, give me a sleight of hand check with advantage. And you can
got
add your
this.
proficiency bonus to it at the end,
All right.
since you're proficient with our tools. I believe.
So that'd be a 22 plus 3.
So 25. All right, and then Sieko, give me another performance check. This time just at normal. No
I have
advantage.
I have advantage now.
Okay.
I always have advantage. It's an 11. I can juggle. It just doesn't look
Yeah,
as good.
as you start juggling, Daka is able to paint little. What are you painting on the spearheads, Daka?
I'm gonna paint little dragonborn people.
Okay. You start as they start going up in the air. Like first, Sieko starts juggling them easily, making the whole crowd oohing and awing as they're watching. And then after a few seconds, as you pull out your art tools and everything, and start getting the paint ready, you start getting it, like putting your hand up right in the air where the spears are flying up to, and start getting little circles here and there as they get flown up in the air, throwing Sieko's rhythm kind of off. But he slowly starts to adjust to it. It's not as easy for him as he kind of here and there kind of makes him screw up, but he keeps it going. The crowd seems enamored. And as you turn, Tiktrick, Rylos is gone.
Where'd he go?
As you look around, and Bastion, the whole crowd is distracted as you turn, and you see Tiktrick is kind of looking confused. Also noticing Rylos is gone.
Did you ever message Tatrick about the plan at all?
I'm gonna slip down into the trapdoor, and as I drop down, be like, "Tick Trick, follow me."
To be fair, I said I messaged everybody about what was below and where the thing was.
Wait, you can
Oh,
cast
yeah.
a message?
It's a cantrip. I have a
Okay.
ringable cantrip.
Wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll follow Bastion then.
Okay. As he opens it up, you kind of follow down below, and as you guys both open the ladder, or the door open and start kind of climbing down the ladder, you come down to a very grayish stone carve out of halls and rooms and such like that. But you see as you come down to the main room, this little small 20 feet by 20 feet tall room that is has two hallways, one going to the right and one going to the left. You know from directions of where you were in the city, going to the left heads towards the castle, going to the right heads somewhere else. You know the tunnel seems to turn off at some point. You're not sure which direction, where it ends up for either way.
And did
I'm also going to go ahead and telepathically tell Daka and Sieko, like, find a way to get away and make your way down.
Okay. Daka and Sieko, you hear this in your head suddenly. As you're kind of stepping out into this room, Tiktrick, your see invisibility immediately catches the Dragonborn from earlier. Standing in the corner of the room, like staring at you, looking very concerned. You can tell he's holding his breath.
I'll run up and put a knife to his throat really fast. Why are you hiding?
He like lets the air out very slowly. He goes, hi. Didn't know
We were
you could
having
see
a nice
me.
thing up there. Then you left. Why'd you leave? Why
Do
are
you mind if I
hiding then?
drop the invisibility?
It didn't help.
Do you mind if I drop it?
Hey, in his head, he hears, I would mind.
You would
Yeah,
mind
you-
if I dropped it? Okay, I guess I'll stay invisible.
You can drop it.
No. Show yourself.
Oh, okay. He cancels out the magic and he reappears and he goes, so my name's Rylos. Nice to meet you again. If you wouldn't mind moving the knife from my throat, I promise I have no weapons on me that could hurt either of you. I'm just a bard. My bagpipes might hurt, but that's just because of my abilities with them.
Right, remove the knife. Why did you
He kind of rubs
run?
his throat.
run
Technically,
and
I
hide?
didn't run. I'm here to break into the palace, but, so it wasn't anything personal. I was just kind of, planning something similar, and you guys happened to do something similar. Why are you down here, by the way?
Or a
Break
bush.
things? I love to break things.
Oh, no. And suddenly the sounds of furniture breaking above ground are heard.
No, wait.
A bar fight breaks out,
Wag!
and moments later, Sieko just comes kind of falling down the ladder as it snaps as soon as he puts his foot down. Sieko, you just watch as Daka just kind of starts going on a tirade as someone insulted his green.
I'm gonna be honest. I had a whole plan of how to get down here, but this works.
It didn't take much to really hide yourself away. You just waited till Daka ended up going on a rampage. as one of the Dragonborn mentioned something about like his green paint wasn't green enough.
No.
Dude, I was gonna like cast darkness to do a vanishing act and then cast minor illusion so it would look like I'm still there and fucking.
And instead, you coming flying down the ladder as it snaps under your weight, and you land on the ground, seeing a very scared blue dragonborn in the corner with his hide on his back, kind of looking confused and rubbing his neck, as the sounds of roaring Daka above ground and throwing things can be heard.
Looking for a bush named George.
Oh, you too. Oh, thank God. All right. How about I trade you information and you let me live?
Sure.
Perfect. I like you. What's your name?
Is that important to you telling me information?
You know what? Fair enough. You've got a good idea, and I'd like to keep my neck not slit today. Yeah, last I heard, George Bush was where I landed. After trying to raid Zilpip's, one of his treasure hoards. By the way, piece of advice: don't raid really powerful wizards' treasure areas. They have apparently there's a thing called a Warforged Dragon. Unfortunately, I learned what this was and ended up in hell in Moors for a bit. Then I got nuked with a city. It's been a long journey. I'm gonna cut to the chase because you look like you might murder me. The thing's there in the crater. George was last seen there in a crater. I don't know what happened to him last. But it's in this. If you know where the Crimson Talon Guild used to once be, it's in that same crater where that city was before it got destroyed. Does that help?
Look to that.
Yep.
Perfect. So you won't kill me, right?
Debatable.
One last thing. Where did you get that cloak?
Is it necessary to keep me alive if I to tell you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Suddenly the slamming of some dragonborn hitting the top of the ladder or hitting the top door that Sieko closed, and it doesn't fall through, it just bounces off, causing you all to look over in the direction. And Rylos kind of goes, so I found this in the Horde. Before I got teleported to Moors and started getting played with by a psychotic woman, demon, I grabbed it and tossed it on. I didn't know what it would do. But all I know is I can't cast magic now, and it won't come off.
Sounds about right.
And I'm a ranger, and all my abilities are performance based as well as magical based. I'm a traveling performer mostly. My
You know any psychic spells?
Unfortunately, no. Most of my spells.
Well,
yeah.
Those are the only ones that work. So.
I appreciate that, buddy.
I
He
wanna
kind of
learn
looks sad.
those.
He goes, you can call me Rylos. If we manage to live and not get arrested, feel free to call on me if you ever need anything from the local areas. Also, if you don't kill me, I'm much more useful. I know the whole, like, you're thinking, God, we have to escape without anybody knowing, but I think your buddy up there's made sure that's not gonna happen. I'm willing to offer you a way out of here that doesn't involve you going where I'm going. In exchange that, again, you leave and not kill me.
What do you guys think? I messaged that to you guys. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's giving us what we're here for. We may as well, I guess.
All right.
Daka eventually
will-
comes down the ladder, or comes to the ladder, and you hear him just kind of fall to the ground as the ladder is snapped in half. He's covered in bruises, some little cuts here and there, but looks to be fine otherwise.
I'll back away
It's
from
been
him.
almost a week since I've had a fight. Felt good.
Did you win?
Yes.
Hi. Zerlos looks at Daka and goes, I don't know who to be more afraid of. The giant orc, the man with the big teethed stomach, or the Thuricrane train that just put a knife to my throat. So do you
I
want me to
accidentally
help
killed
you?
someone by touching their head once before.
You know, again, do you want someone to help? Do you want my help, or can I just leave, or like, am I gonna have to fight for my life here and probably die badly?
Well, if you don't have any
you-
magic, what help are you? Also, how did you cast invisibility if you don't have magic?
Oh, and he pulls off. He takes a ring off his finger and he goes, "This, it's a little bubble I picked up. I don't know. It works. And he puts it back on. I can cast certain spells. I have the ability to dimension door. I can do stepping into the mist. I can cast greater invisibility. And then I can create fire. A bonfire, specifically. Not a really useful thing. I don't travel much outside this city.
Well, I
you
like
what?
your cloak, so I think I can trust you. For the meantime.
Thank you.
Tell you what.
Correct.
Why are you trying to rob the palace? What are you doing?
I'm trying to... Oh, rob is a strong word. I like to think of,
Steal?
repossess, to the proper owners.
Tell you what, we like more evil words, just say rob.
Alright, yeah, I'm planning to steal back the items that they stole from, some gnomes that I know. That I am being paid to help them. So that's why I'm here. I'm the only one who, at least to my knowledge, can walk through the ethereal plane gate teleportation trap down the hallway. Obviously, that's not the case anymore, as he looks at Daka.
Do you know Gnomish?
Yes.
Oh,
One
the
last-
coconuts.
One last thing, please. I will pull out coconuts and ask him to read me what they do.
I can't read arcane, Gnomish, I should specify. I can read normal. The best I'm gonna get from this is I can tell you each of these are different spells, and none of these are traditional magic. I don't recognize any of these spells that they're mentioning.
How long would it take to teach me Gnomish?
To teach you, if I had to teach you Gnomish, do you know Dwarvish?
I do.
I
that
can
one does.
I can teach him Gnomish.
Then teach him Gnomish if you can.
I assume this is part of the whole fact of me living.
Oh, sure.
Sure, let's go. You know, if you just have to leave, we would have let you. But now, yes it is.
Wait, really? I can leave?
Oh, not anymore.
No,
Not
you
anymore.
gotta teach me
You
now.
made off.
You have to teach Daka.
Do you lot have like a ride out of here? Because I really don't feel like teaching him down here when the guards could catch us at any time. I don't have a ride out of here. I had my other escape plan. So like
We've got a boat.
perfect.
It's out in the middle of the water.
So how about this? I'm gonna give you this ring. You don't attune to it, and in exchange, that means I'll come back and meet you on the boat after I finish my job real quick. It's only gonna
Can I-
take me a few minutes.
Can I insight?
Yeah, feel free.
22.
He is actually fully telling the truth and is scared shitless right now.
Fair enough. All right, I'll hold out my
Okay.
hand for the ring.
He hands you the
Do I
ring.
hear anything interesting in his thoughts?
Yes. Holy fuck, I'm gonna die. I should never have listened to those gnomes. They never mentioned something about a Tarask, a giant orc that can cast wild magic, a demon, and a very angry-looking elite guard Thrycreen.
Now, if you ever want to actually be strong, I train people.
I
You
bet
give him a
you
business card.
do. He looks at you and goes, I, however, I'm better at what we call, ranged combat. I don't like to be punched. I'm very pretty. As he looks at, kind of pulls
Yeah, I
his hands up
teach-
and down.
And
You
I
want to
have a
not get
gift for
punched.
you. Here, take this amulet.
He just kind of grabs it from you and goes, and nothing happens. And he looks at it and goes,
Aw.
Put it on.
am I supposed to do something?
Put it on.
Put it.
It's a gift. I'm supposed to give those to people.
Is this a religious symbol?
I believe
that?
so.
And he hands it back to, kind of goes to hand it back to you. I apologize. The gods don't like me. I've been cursed from birth. I don't know why. I've got this thing called inheritable bad luck, is what my father called it. My grandfather called it the god's curse. My family has this really bad thing of just having really bad luck. You know, some people are lucky. I don't get that.
Hera feels that.
I
It
have
seems
the-
like
I have
you
the
chose a
reversed.
profession that really relies on luck, though.
You know,
Yeah.
you're not
You're-
wrong. I showed up
Your performance wasn't
thinking
that
I
good.
could sneak in and steal a horde from Zilpip's unguarded mountain hold, and turns out there was a really pissed off metallic dragon that was immune to everything I could throw at it.
Oh, we were there before.
Oh, well, luckily I teleported with it when I well, technically I did die. I died twice that day.
We left through the lemon farm.
Lemon farm? Must be.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, can we get on? I've got a job to do.
All right, let's move
We'll see
along.
you
We'll meet you back at the ship.
He smiles and he snaps his fingers, and you see as a doorway opens up in front of you, and he looks at you lot and goes, "I shouldn't be able to do that without the ring." Huh.
Well, I guess you figured out a trick.
That's a new. Yeah. Well, that should take you to your ship thing. I apologize. I looked into the big green one's head for a second to figure out what the ship looked like, so I could accurately teleport you.
Should we just go back
what?
the normal way, guys?
I'll step through. No, I'll step through. I don't care.
Okay.
As you
In
walk,
my
as you
head?
open the door, you step right onto the ship. As you walk there, and he looks at you, Doc, and goes, "Yes. How do I explain this? The spell doesn't work unless I can visualize where I'm going. I have an innate ability to see like snippets of certain memories for people to track. It comes in handy for my thieving ability.
Seems very lucky.
Yeah,
A person
you would
with bad luck, you have some lucky things.
He pulls up his pant leg for a second, and you see there are his entire calf is mangled to shit. You can tell this man has fallen into more traps than you could count.
Oh.
And he looks at you and goes, "Not really lucky per se. I think that's just where my luck got used up."
Can I check myself to see if anything is missing?
As you look about, yeah, you find there's nothing missing.
Okay,
Check.
show you in a little
Oh,
bit.
true.
Break a leg.
That's not funny.
what
He
it's
watches
saying,
you
Doctor?
walk through the door.
I'm just going to look him up and down intimidatingly for a moment.
He looks at you and goes, "Listen, I get you can eat me. Again, I'm just trying to do my job so I can pay you to continue. You're taking the one thing I need back, so, I feel like this, what more do you want?"
I'm just gonna like and head towards the door. And right before I step through the door, he hears in his head, you better fucking be at the ship." And then I step through.
Before I go through, I will just tell him, if you need music lessons, I got you.
He looks at you and just annoyed and goes, "You just put a knife to my throat, now you're offering to teach me to play the drum? Okay.
Yes.
I appreciate the offer."
You're welcome.
One tear
go through
kind of
that.
rolls down his cheek as he
This
says,
man just escaped death today.
he turns and the spell deactivates. About an hour goes by, and he comes back he suddenly appears on the ship. He is bloodied, bruised. He's missing 2 fingers. You can see half of his body is like covered in like smoke and burns. His clothes are completely tattered except for the hide. And he has none of any of his other items minus his pants on. As he looks about, and
You lived.
he looks at you lot and goes, "So about that, good luck. Any of you by chance be able to use healing magic?"
I don't know if it'll work on you, but I can certainly try.
I mean, it's either that or I'm gonna start singing the jingle of good berries.
All right, I'll see if it works on him.
All right.
The lay on hands, well, it's technically divine. So.
Yeah, as you go to kind of put your hand near him and you start to cast, how much are you giving him?
I'll start with 10.
All right. You see as the burn marks start to fade away, and he kind of goes to adjust his neck and kind of moves his arm again and starts to kind of snap out, pop the bones that were really stiff. And he goes, "All right." He hands you 5 gold coins suddenly from his hand. And he goes, "I appreciate that. I hope that's enough."
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you get the items you were looking for?
yes. Oh, and tripped every trap along the way. Do you know fireballs can be deactivated by walls or spheres of water? But it boils the water. I didn't. That was an ingenious trap.
Does your cloak not block magic?
What, this? No, it just makes it so I can't cast magic.
Oh, you have the shit version.
You have the shit version, yeah.
What do you mean? This is the legendary thing from the 12 Lords. I had to,
no.
fight for this thing.
No.
I
I kind of point at his cloak, I point at Doc, as I point at his cloak, and I point at Doc.
Why is yours all, purple and pelt-shaped? Wait.
think about it.
Huh.
I think you have a fake cloak, my friend.
Kind of takes it off and looks at it and kind of starts investigating it. And he goes, "That's interesting." And kind of puts it away as he pulls out a bag of holding suddenly and puts it in there. And he goes, "Anyway, I can cast again."
Yep.
You ring
Huh.
back.
He takes the ring, and you suddenly see these red robes kind of completely encompass his body as with a little gold lining, and a staff appears in his hand. And he goes, "Huh, that's better. Ugh, God, I hated wearing that clothes. Yeah, cold it gets wearing those things. I am not cold resistant. Anyways, you wanted to know about George Bush, correct?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, I teleported with him. I don't know how he ended up there. I just found him, he was sitting as a pot. So, to kind of step back from it, I woke up suddenly alive in this, big thing of treasure with a smushed crab, and that I had been, hiding in from the, one of the demons of Moors. She was very mean. Crab appeared in the middle of when I got my wish for all the defense to protect myself from her. Then suddenly I found myself back in the middle of this whole, dent in the ground and on a pile of treasure. I woke up, my deck of cards missing that I had on me, and a couple of my other magical items were, I guess, just vanished. I don't know where they went. But anyways, when I awoke, I was digging through the treasure pile a little bit, and I noticed there was a hole at the center of the city. And last I remember, as I was looking down, I saw the pot and a creature in there who told me his name was something Bush, and that to find a guy or a person, or I don't know, the words are muffled. Someone named Castle, Fortress, something like that. I don't know. He had a weird name that caught me off guard. And he told me to seek him out and said he'd know what to do if I mentioned the name. And I'm guessing this is the George Bush, because I don't know anybody else who'd named themselves Bush. He was a green-looking creature. Are any of you named after a castle or a fortress or something like that?
My name's Bastion. I'm not sure.
That's it. He goes, "Yeah, Bastion. He said you were, last he saw you, you threw him out a window. Does that ring any bells?"
Well, he was, yeah, long story.
He nods and goes, "I can take you there, or I can just point you on the map. You can understand if I kind of don't want to travel too much and would like to continue on with my own job."
No. I think you're gonna take us.
Yeah, your job seems to be getting you killed anyway.
You also got to teach our friend here gnome.
That was part of the agreement.
All right, I will go ahead and write off the fact that I am no longer going to be helping or finishing that contract. As he starts noting something down in a piece of paper or in a notebook that he pulls out of his bag of holding, and then he puts it back in.
Okay, you might be a little safer with us.
Somehow I doubt that. I don't taste good. Remember that.
Wasn't going to eat you.
And he kind of turns and
That's disappointing.
and starts pointing in the direction, and the ship starts to go. And that's where we're going to end session today. Next session we'll pick up right at the above the crater city. We thank you all for watching this long travel stint where the party continued to fail on most of their roles. And we take this moment before we close out today to ask the great and mighty, all-knowing Daka, what was Daka's thoughts today?
Bastion is small and weird looking. Daka can't read right. I want to eat the Squirrel King. I want to kill goblins. Daka still can't read. I wonder how Dragonborn tastes like.
And that's it for Daka's notes.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and those who continue to stick around for the infamous Daka's notes. One day that's going to be the series that pops off. All right. We'll see you guys hopefully Friday for a D&D session with Wolf. See you there.
That was eventful.
That was unique.